Hello, accomplices. If you're here, I hope it's because you're finding some quiet time over this festive season, and I hope you're ready to paint. I thought we'd have some fun together. I'm Lynda Norman. I'm a watercolor artist in the beautiful province of British Columbia. And today I thought we'd do just a little, almost like a stained glass looking tree with some of the techniques we've learned over the last few months together. I recently received a little package of paper that I'd ordered. I'm kind of enjoying the Toscana Magnani 1404. It's a 100% cotton cold press, and this little pad was intriguing to me. It's a little square 8" by 8", and it's quite fun actually to work on the smaller scale sometimes, especially now that I'm seeing more students in my home studio that you know, it's a quicker, sometimes a quicker process on a smaller piece of paper. And I thought, just because it's the holiday season and we don't always have a lot of time, I thought we would do something really quick today and just share some time together at the watercolor table. So Magnani 1404, love it. I've taped a piece of it to my little Coroplast board, and I wanted to do, I woke up kind of thinking about this the other day, and I thought, watching some friends paint their Christmas cards and holiday greeting cards and things, and wondering how I could apply the way I paint to make something that would be maybe a little seasonal or festive. And I came up with this idea. I don't know that it's original to me, but this is where we're going with it today. So in the past, I've done watercolor, just pigment in water on paper, covered it with plastic wrap, and then taken it off and done some fun things with it. So I thought, because you know I love my trees, I thought I would do that today with a tree. So I'm just taking plain water, and I'm just going to do this in the center of the page. I'm not going to be worried about the rule of thirds. This is not going to be a landscape painting at all. It's going to be just a tree in the middle of the page, and I'm not even going to put a background on it. You could, I suppose, if you wanted to. That's entirely up to you. So I don't know if you can see this or not. It's a bit awkward. I'm just blotching on color in sort of the shape of a tree. So some side bits are a little more sticky outy than others, and there are some dry spots. There's some pooly spots, and then what I'm going to do is with my typical Daniel Smith palette, juicy, rich colors. The jewel tones, you know, to me are always beautiful. But I think I'm going to stick with my Mayan Dark Blue, my Undersea Green, maybe a little bit of the Serpentine Green that I like to brighten things up a little bit, and we'll make the basis of a tree. And I see where I've got water splotch, sort of. Actually, I'm gonna enhance that. I'm just going to tap with my brush, just here and there around that tree. We'll see what happens. So I'm dipping in. My palette is wet and juicy. I'm filling my brush with a lot of nice, rich, thick Mayan Dark Blue, and I'm just touching that in. This is kind of the technique that I use when I do my vignettes and my wonky trees, but I just want a little bit of that blue in there. I'm going to rinse my brush. I'm going to go into the Undersea Green. Again, very thick and rich into those little bits of water, and I'm not worried about keeping it even. I'm actually doing it quite randomly, a little more on one side than the other perhaps. Rinse my brush one more time. I don't want too much water. I've already got quite a bit on the page, so I'm just going to dab the brush on the paper towel on the side, go into my very wet palette, pick up a nice load of Serpentine Green, and just here and there, a little bit of that, and because I can, I'm going to go back in with, again, my quinacridone gold, just a teeny tiny bit. Doesn't take much. You don't need much. Now, when I sit back, I can see that it is pooling quite a bit. I want this to dry in the next month, so I'm going to take off some of those excess puddles. I don't need a ton of those sitting on there when I get my plastic wrap on. And when I sit back, I can see those dots of water that I'd flicked on there with my brush. And I think just for fun, I'm going to go back into the Mayan Dark Blue, and I'm just going to touch into a few of those. See where they head. They just kind of will diffuse out a little bit here and there. They're not going to run too much, I don't think, but they will add a bit of interest to the background of the page. Perfect. Now I can take the saran, the plastic wrap, cling wrap. I scrunch it because I love to have that texture. To me, it almost looks like stained glass once it's done. And I'm just going to set it on top of my tree shape. We'll set it aside. I will use this just on top of it, just to hold it down slightly. We'll set that aside. And here is one that I did just a little bit earlier today. And it's not 100% dry, but I think we can take the cling film off. This one I didn't do the spatters around it, but I just wanted you to see how fun that is. Now I will reuse this cling film. It's not something that I will just take and throw in the garbage. And often I don't even clean off the paint that's on there, but if it's still a little bit dampish, I certainly will. Scrunch it all up, put it in a little spot to the side, and then I can reuse it later. So I've got this tree. I love it. I love the shape of it. I love that it's organic, and it's almost, like I say, with that stained glass effect, it's just quite beautiful. This one I did not put the quinacridone gold in, so I'm going to add some lighter colors and some sparkles. Now, this is a product called Iridescent Medium. It's something you can add to your watercolors. It's a Winsor Newton product, and it produces iridescent effects. If you don't have iridescent watercolors on hand, I happen to have a few. Iridescent gold stone, and I'm going to just take a piece of photo paper. I'm using the back of it. Don't use the shiny side. And I use these often as little palettes because they're not going to fall apart like if you were putting this on watercolor paper. So you can add water if you need to. So this is Iridescent Gold Stone by Daniel Smith. This one is called Interference Silver. So we'll give that a little bit. That one's quite thick. And this one is called Iridescent Copper. I don't think we need a lot of it. So we'll see where this takes us. I also got that new color, and I don't know where I put the pan right now. Rose of Ultramarine, not Lake, Rose of Ultramarine. And I quite enjoy that new color as well. And that might be something to do, maybe a little colorful purple ball or something. I've got it in this palette, so I will hold that to the side. So these paints are quite thick. I'm just going to add a couple of drops of water to each one just to get them a little bit mobile, wake them up a tiny bit. And with a fine brush, I'm going to, I don't know that the silver is going to show up, but we'll find out. I'm going to make kind of like a a ball with some bits radiating out from it for the tree topper. Not everyone has a Christmas tree. We don't anymore. When my children were at home and enjoying all of that, we did. But now we go to their house and we spend time with them and our grandchildren. And it's more the family time for me than anything. And I just don't feel like I have time to do a lot of fussing and decorating, and so we just don't. And I don't know, whatever you do this winter season that makes you feel cozy and at home, I hope that's something you're able to do these long dark winter months. Here where we live, we're on winter time. They set us back an hour. So that makes it even more important, I think, to find something to fill those dark hours. So this is the copper, and I've got it fairly wet. The paper is a bit on the rough side, so we want to keep in mind that these are all going to be quite imperfect as baubles. And I'm going to keep them small, and if they're not perfectly round, I'm okay with that. We just want a few highlights, I think. And again, I prefer things that are cohesive but not in a pattern, I would say. So I'm going to put them sort of here and there. I don't want it to look polka dotty or stripy. So I'm going to put some in and some out, a little bit further out here. And when this dries, I'm hoping that the copper will give a bit of a sheen. And then we'll go into the gold and we'll do the same thing. We'll put some little balls of color there. These paints, whoops, the pigments are quite thick, and they're made up of I think pretty heavy granular pigment, so they're going to take a bit of moisture to get them moving. And I'm going to put these little, they're almost like little puddles, little droplets. And because I'm just going to set this aside, I'm not going to stand it up, I think we're going to be okay. So we'll put some little puddles, some little gold and silver and copper, and I can see that some of them are actually quite shiny and quite beautiful, so that's lovely. And oops, that one's kind of crazy. That's all right. I mean, you could also even splatter or flick these on if you wanted to. That would make them even more random and maybe also look like snowflakes. And put as many or as little as you want on. I like the gold. It seems to be working out quite well. And yes, then we'll do a little bit of the rose of ultramarine. It may not be quite what we're looking for, but you know what? It's a new color, and I really do want to try it. I'm not sure how it's going to show up on our green, so I might want to put it on some of the lighter spots. It's quite dark, and I don't have quite as much water, and it's not woken up quite as much as the others yet, so we'll just give it a second. Quite a bit on the tip of my brush. I don't want to be drawing these on, I just want to dot them on, so just a few little spots. You can enhance your branches with a little bit of P.H. Morton's Bleed Proof White or white gouache if you wanted to, but you get the idea. Put the decorations on as you please. They're quite beautiful. You could paint little birds on there if you're so inclined. And if I wanted to spend more time, I might do something a little more detailed on the top of this wonky tree. But I love that it has that loose, whimsical kind of look. It's my style. I love that. It's not too detailed. I'm just going to set this aside so I don't put my arm in it. And as they dry, they'll start to show up a little tiny bit. I will show you just very quickly this iridescent medium. I will bring that little piece of paper back again, because I don't want to do too much of it, but I do want to show you. Actually, I might just do this. I don't think it's designed to be used on its own like this, but that's all right. It will add a bit of sheen. You could use gel pens. Make little circles with your silvers and your golds and other colors. If I was to add that to the rose of ultramarine on the top, it might give that a bit of sheen too. Okay, so a quick Christmas project. I hope you try it. I hope you have some fun with it. I hope you do have some downtime to have a little R&R for yourself, a little quiet time. Paint a tree, paint a rock, paint a bunny. Whatever makes you happy. I hope you've enjoyed this little session together as much as I have. We've learned that it only takes a few moments to make something joyful. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe to my channel or visit my website, bandrystudio.com. That's BANDRAOI studio.com, or head on over to our members area. There'll be some fun things happening there.